According to law enforcement authorities, Class A misdemeanor, $1,000 bond. Falsely report an incident, a Class A misdemeanor with a $1,000 bond. Each of these charges carry up to a year in jail and potential fine of $6,000 upon conviction.
Show your face. Show your face, please, with sugar on top.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. Alright? We're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. Alright, now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, it's looking like the biggest social media capper of the year, Carlee Russell, has finally been arrested for one of the biggest social media hoax we've probably seen thus far. In the height of all the craziness going on in the world today, Carlee will add to it in a false way, getting everybody riled up to support what we know was a big fat lie. Now, if y'all remember, Carlee Russell disappeared the night of July 13th, 2023, and according to her family and news reports, she was kidnapped after trying to help a toddler walking along the highway. The story seemed skeptical at first, but everyone was more concerned with finding out about her whereabouts because according to her family, she was missing. Now, her father says at the time of her kidnapping, she was on the phone with a friend when the friend would hear her talking to a toddler, asking if the child was okay. Then suddenly, all she heard was screams from Carlee Russell and nothing else after. Now, right away, this story gained mainstream attention from a bunch of people all over Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. People began making a bunch of videos trying to spread awareness to the situation in hopes that the whole recognition part would bring Carlee home. And that it exactly did. Within 48 hours of Carlee's disappearance, after going missing on a Thursday, she popped back up at her family's house on Saturday, according to reports. Everyone who had a hand in spreading awareness of her situation wanted to know what exactly happened to Carlee Russell. But instead, her family, including her boyfriend at the time, who is now her ex, says that they wish to give Carlee her time to get better as she is going through a rough time. And when she is strong enough to speak publicly, she will let us all know what exactly happened. Carlee's ex would even go as far as letting us know in a since deleted Instagram post that Carlee was, quote, fighting for her life for the past 48 hours until she returned. As supporters, everyone grew frustrated as we all wanted to know what happened to Carlee Russell. Through her attorneys, Carlee would explain what happened the night she was quote unquote kidnapped and would explain that she seen a toddler on the I-459 on the side of the highway. Immediately, she called the cops and would wait for them to come to the scene, but in the process, she decided to get out of her car and approach the toddler asking the child if he was okay. She says that's when a white male came from out the bushes and quickly snatched her up. He forced her over a fence and into a car where she heard a lady but haven't seen her face. She also heard a baby but says she didn't see the baby neither. She says she tried to run out the car but was quickly caught once again and this time placed in another vehicle. Then she says she was forced to take all her clothes off but don't remember doing anything sexual, and that's when she fell asleep. The next morning she woke up to the lady playing in her hair and was fed crackers. At some point in time, she managed to escape from the car, running through the woods, and made it all the way back home to her parents' house. Now, if that story sounded like something straight out of a Netflix special to you, well, that's because it was all one big lie. We learned from District Attorney Lane Tolbert that further investigations involving Carlee's browser history and her cell phone may have proved that she was lying the whole time. Because upon further investigations, Hoover police have came across dates leading up to Carlee's kidnapping that may have proved that she was just trying to flee the town for whatever reason and may have needed some money to do so. Her search history included Carlee asking Google if you had to pay for an Amber Alert, asking Google how to steal money from a cash register, price for a one-way bus ticket out of Hoover, and details on the 2008 movie Taken, starring Liam Neeson, where the storyline is based around the man's daughter being abducted and him doing anything in his power to eventually get her back. Sounds a little coincidental, right? Well, on July 24, 2023, a press conference was held and Hoover police read a statement Carlee gave to a lawyer, Emery Anthony. Her attorney said, quote, "My client has given me permission to make the following statement on her behalf. There was no kidnapping on Thursday, July 13, 2023. My client did not see a baby on the side of the road. My client did not leave the Hoover area when she was identified as a missing person. My client didn't have any help. This was a single act. My client was not with anyone or not at a hotel with anyone. My client apologizes for her actions, asks for prayer for Carlee as she addresses her issues and attempts to move forward, asks for forgiveness." So now that she agreed to lying, even though we already knew the obvious, at this point the biggest question now would be, is she going to be penalized for it? And today, I can't even let you know the answer to that question is yes. On July 28, 2023, which is today, Carlee turned herself into police in Hoover, Alabama, and has now been charged with 2 misdemeanors. The charges are falsely reporting an incident and falsely reporting to law enforcement. Carlee could spend a year in prison for each of the offenses, totaling up to 2 years in fines that may total up to at least $6,000. A lot of people expecting more harsher of a punishment, being that she sent everyone in an uproar of concern and wasted officials' time. One of those people were Nick Dercease. Hoover Police Chief Nick Dercease reportedly expressed disappointment that the charges were not felonies. You know, he pretty much wanted a harsher sentence. Not to mention, she did bail out on $2,000 bond, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like, it's really no consequence. And if she has to do 2 years, 9 times out of 10, she's probably not going to do it. I don't think she has a criminal record. So they're probably just going to give her a couple months on probation or something like that. It's not going to be nothing crazy. I can't see her doing 2 years for that, but I guess we will see. But anyway, Nick Dercease, he expressed his disappointment and he said, quote, "I share the frustration, but existing laws only allow the 2 charges that were filed to be filed. Her decisions that night created panic and alarm for the citizens of our city and even across the nation. As concern grew that a kidnapper was on the loose using a small child as bait, numerous law enforcement agencies, both local and federal, began working tirelessly not only to bring Carlee home to her family and locate a kidnapper we now know that never even existed. The story opened up wounds for families of loved ones who were really victims of kidnapping, some of which even helped organize searches in hopes of finding Carlee alive so their family wouldn't feel the pain and suffering they felt when their loved ones never returned home." Now, I must say, man, he does have a point. I don't wish jail or death on anybody, right? But I do think that she played with the system for no apparent reason, and it was kind of stingy of herself, you know, kind of selfish to do that, not knowing that there's people that actually went through something like that. You know, like we expressed in our last videos, there's real kidnap victims who I'm sure took this very serious, who actually wanted to find her because they know how that feels. You know, they know how their parents feel. They know how they felt when they was in that situation. There's ones who are traumatized, and there's ones that never even made it back home to their families. So why even play with something like that? You know, but as far as her charges, by law, she can't be charged with anything other than what she's being charged with. And unfortunately, no matter how serious the police took it, or they may think it is, they can only charge her with the crime she was accused of committing. So it's like, you know, they can't put nothing extra on it. It just is what it is. Now, on the flip side of that, I know that a lot of the times, you know, the system plays games. They do these things to try to put certain laws in place for the future that could be a little harsh and against us. But I kind of could say that this one is a little sketchy, man, because like I said, I don't wish jail or death on anybody. However, she did play with a crazy topic. You know, that kidnapping stuff is very serious. We do take it very serious, and anybody that ever been in a situation like that, my condolences go out to you and your family. You know, so anyway, y'all jump in the comments, let me know how y'all feel about this. Do y'all feel she should have had a harsher punishment, or do you think the 2 years is justified if she do get it? Alright? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. And I'm out.